Well, hi there, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy VII. So I just left the game, paused, took a quick 10-minute break, made myself a cup of tea. I guess I'm not really clear where the save point and com is, so I am going to just be going straight into the flashback. So yeah, last time on our adventure, we had rescued Eris from the Shinra HQ, and then were ourselves captured, and were able to escape because there was a violent, Sephiroth rampage. It turns out old Sephiroth is still alive, and he in fact killed the President Shinra, and Cloud has told the party that he did know old Sephiroth from back in the day, and yeah, war buddies. We trust each other until one day. And I will just, I'm not going to say this the entire flashback because I think it would eventually get annoying, but, they were not war buddies. He didn't really know who he was. And so, yeah, him back when he's 16, being a soldier badass. Yeah, Sephiroth tells you to cool your jets. I guess I was never in. I don't know that I've given it too much thought, but like when he says the war, I'm assuming he's talking about the war with Wutai. I don't know that there are any other wars that are referenced. So, but I'm not positive about that. I guess I don't really, you know, I don't know how much this stuff is directly addressed in the game, and obviously there's some side stuff that adds lore. I guess like your Crisis Cores would probably because that was the actual prequel one, whereas like Dirge of Cerberus is all after the fact. Something strange indeed. Oh, that's good. I was starting to get worried that there was something wrong with the sound, and I was starting to think because again, my last save is at best right after Rufus. It could even be right before that boss fight, so not like it would be a huge, momentum killer. But then again, I'd have to re-record stuff because I am already uploading part 5. I guess I should have. I guess there's a little quick to auto attack there. Sephiroth doesn't just hit for a ton of damage. He also is decked with some excellent master materia. Who is his father indeed? Wonder what Mako smells like. Yeah, this is where we get that headless spook line. Damn headless spook living in the Shinra building. I love Barrett. Oh, this guy wanted to get a picture of Sephiroth, and he was literally just a second too late. Fathead. He's so cool. Yeah, I don't really remember this dialogue too well. Plenty of them stand out, but that's just the thing is like I'm not necessarily gonna talk to a given NPC on any given run, and obviously plenty of these things are missable. Things happening in a flashback being obviously missable. It's like you can revisit the flashback. Well, I guess that's not entirely true, but not in the way that I meant there. You cannot. So yeah, this is in fact Tifa's house. And yeah, that thing in the center of town, that like well thing, that's you know, they're out there, they're on top of that at nighttime in the bar flashback earlier in the game. Yeah, this is in fact Tifa's room. You can you actually later on in the game you get her limit break by playing because like all like 8 of the buttons are piano keys, and if you play like the High Wind theme or something, like it unlocks and you get her limit break. I like never do it because I like never run her. It's true. Yeah, that's always that's a funny thing. I think, and I don't know that everyone knows about that, but yeah, the you know, saying that you found orthopedic underwear in a room, which I'm not entirely clear. I'm still to this day, I don't really know what that means. Like, is that a poor translation, or is there such a thing? And I'm just not really. And this is that scene earlier that you are remembering when you're in sleeping in Eris's house earlier in the game. I don't think she's gonna do it again, but that's where she was saying like, "Oh, you should get a nice girlfriend to take care of you." He could be making up this stuff too about his mom saying he looks handsome. I mean, he is like, I'm not going to say lying because I think he believes it, but you know, there's definitely some, plenty of other stuff in Cloud's life didn't really happen. So it could be that too. His mom never said that. His mom's just like, hey Cloud, you're a beta. That's why you're a regular Shinra guard and you're not a member of Soldier. Like the Chad Zack. Yeah, he does. She does, in fact, reiterate the older girlfriend talk. Tea's still a little too hot to drink here. It's one of those cups where like the sides are pretty uncomfortably hot. Just moving it a little closer. Yeah, moms, am I right? I think if you go back in, he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's enough of that." Hey, I think that just happened. I think that happens with all these rooms in general. Like, I don't know if that happens if you try and go back into Tifa's house. Apparently not. But I don't think it'll allow me to pull the orthopedic underwear again. No, unfortunately not. Alright, and I'm pretty... There might be the odd line of dialogue or two, but I think that's... Alright, I've already talked to this gentleman here. I think that's pretty much all the important stuff for now. So yeah, we never really learned much about this guy, but yeah, he's in fact, we do learn from this flashback, he taught Tifa how to fight, which is pretty cool detail. This picture is certainly gonna get referenced later in the game. Get referenced, I think, several times later in the game. Should probably be avoid making that sipping noise. I don't know how loudly it like comes in, but you know, I know people dislike certain noises, but I think I've been pretty conscious in general of not like coughing directly into the mic and clearing my throat and all that stuff. So I say I think. I don't actually know if that's true. Maybe I'd review the footage and learn that's not the case. And so yeah, if this were to be your first time playing the game, I think that you would while playing probably make the connection, like because I guess you don't have to go visit the mom, but that scene is the same, and you might also remember Tifa with her like cowboy hat and that same ensemble, and that might lead you to believe that her father's maybe gonna get killed pretty soon, and in fact he and a number of the residents here are definitely gonna get killed. I think the mountain being all jagged and like that, I think it definitely lends to this being a rather ominous setting. I'd have to think about what the ricketiest bridge I've crossed is. It's nothing like this because I've never been across like a rope bridge that's like collapsed and done the Indiana Jones like that. But yeah, I don't. There are certain I think I mostly see these bridges in fiction. I don't know how many of them really exist IRL, but yeah, some of these rickety rope bridges across mountain passes, man, I don't know about them. So yeah, I think at this point we don't have any control over Sephiroth. I think he just does whatever. But yeah, you can just feast your eyes on his master level materia. It's pretty. This is something that JRPGs will do. Other games will do it as well, but like I think it's especially done in the JRPGs where they'll kind of communicate like a character's like power level by having him like hit for 3,000 damage or whatever when you're hitting for like, you know, where if you're hitting for 80 damage or whatever, or the same thing like where you'll do a enemy battle where the guy's just absolutely stacked and hits you for 1,000,000 and it's like an auto, you know, it's like you're supposed to lose or whatever, there's no way you can win, those kind of things. You know, I'm not saying they're automatically well done, but I generally tend to think they're pretty enjoyable. Yeah, just hitting with a casual Ice 3 for 1,500 damage. And you know, it's also another thing I think that's kind of neat about this is that like all of these enemies, like including the dragon you fight in front of the truck, is kind of a rare spawn, but you can fight those as a random enemy here as well. And you know, again, like Nibelheim is probably like, I don't know, I'll just ballpark and say like 5 or 6 hours off, and you know, you're not like as swole as Sephiroth by that point. You know, you don't have like all this master materia, but you've just fight the same enemies. And this is where everyone laughs at Cloud for he says thing retarded, like, whoa, it's a miraculous miracle or something, and Sephiroth laughs at him. He's like, oh, my old science buddy told me that's retarded. It's something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but let's see what they actually say. Mysterious power. Ha ha ha. And I don't like, I think what it's supposed to be communicating is that like Tifa's like also falling over laughing or whatever, but it's really weird to just see her like hunched over with her arms dangling. Like she could be having a seizure or something. And she's still doing it. It's really weird. And we've made it, and we've made it to the Mako reactor. I was kind of saying earlier at the, you know, very beginning when you see the two, why can't I think of the name? Midgar ones. When you see the, let's see what we got here. Yeah, when you see that they have a similar like interior design and whatnot, now, you know, obviously that would make sense. But yeah, here, because there's I guess just a couple more really as far as like the actually visit and like can see the interior somewhat. Like I think you can go inside of the Coral one too at some point. So there's one in Coral as well, and I think those are the only ones you can visit in the game. But it's kind of cool that they're all like, you know, different and they have their own differences, but they're very similar in design, or they'll have similar rooms or that kind of thing. Although I don't know if any of the Midgar ones have the monster room. There's absolutely a room with a bunch of tanks full of monsters. Whole bunch of monster tanks. So yeah, I know I've been giving Cloud kind of a hard time for his various meltdowns he's been having, but he is definitely not the only one in the game. I think we're going to be seeing Sephiroth learn some uncomfortable truths about his origins, and he will definitely lose his cool a little bit. Might end up burning down a town or two. Yeah, you hear a lot of like random stuff about Professor Gast earlier in the game. He's obviously like was before Hojo, but is I'm pretty sure he's confirmed dead or whatever. But yeah, Hojo. Yeah, pretty scary. Hey kid, want to see a materia monster? So yeah, it's kind of because I mean I think like as far as like real life stuff, Mako energy is kind of maybe most closely related to like nuclear energy, and it's kind of like yeah, I guess like the lower levels can give you kind of powers, sort of I guess in the vein of like Bruce Banner or something like that maybe, and then I guess the extreme version turns you into some kind of Mako monster. He's oh no, he's kind of doing the Barrett move. Barrett will definitely start blasting uncomfortable situations, and he does the same thing with his trusty katana des. Of course, I don't need to mention the number of times the steel has been folded, so if he wanted to, he could cut one of those materia monster pods clean in half. Yeah, pretty horrific. And it doesn't even really like get up and fight you. It just like looks like it just dies or something. And yeah, I will. I'm obviously gonna try and do this whole thing as one recording here, but I still, again, let's forget. See, when was the? Yeah, I guess if I still had this full party, this would have been. Yeah, this would have been before both boss fights. So yeah, a little ways. Oh wait, no, never mind. I take that back. I had one more down here. So yeah, I think that would have been after Rufus. Either way. Always good to drop a judicious save every now and then. So yeah, with the kind of revelations Sephiroth has been having, he's not been taking the news well, and he was as God just said, wasn't leaving the inn, and then he just disappeared, and I guess they think he's in the Shinra mansion, named that because I think like Shinra researchers used to live here. Just enjoy this opportunity to walk around without getting random encounters, because they can be pretty annoying when you're trying to get stuff done in here the first time. You get those like dudes, like those like guys who are like swinging from anchors or something. This is the safe where we're again a little ways down the road, but we'll get the that optional boss fight where you get the Odin materia, and you get the Odin materia, and you get the Cosmo memory, which, come to think of it, I don't really know if there's a reason, because not every item has a great, like, you know, ultimate or like limit break slash weapon has necessarily like a super sensible place for where it's placed, but yeah, I don't really know what connection Red would have to this place at all, or why his limit break would be in there. And because actually, yeah, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I don't know that what I said was true. That, you know, I think most of them, they do kind of relate to the character. Maybe I'd say like Barrett's missing score being like, oh, he has to be in your party and it's on the stairs leading up to the weapon. I mean, obviously he's from Midgar, but that's not really like a super strong connection. So I kind of think that might be an example. But other than those, I feel like most of them you get from, I guess you mean, I don't know, maybe you could say like, what does the battle arena have to do with Cloud specifically? So there's another one, his Omni Slash. But maybe you'd say the same thing about the ultimate weapon. You know what, maybe you'd say the same thing about finding the Yuffie weapon in the sunken sub. Although, unless that was related to the Wu-Tai War, then I guess there's your connection right there. It really makes you think. So yeah, we found Sephiroth, and he's been learning some hard truths. Been delving into these volumes and learning some truth bombs. Getting red-pilled. Sephiroth's been reading some forbidden knowledge here. And then this is great use of music, you know, to set the mood. They do the same thing, I think, really well when they go from you being in the prison to when you wake up and the doors open. Yeah, definitely very tense, ominous music. Kind of music that makes you think Sephiroth is gonna call you a traitor and then go burn your hometown down. Also, I guess the other thing you get from the safe is the key you need to recruit Vincent, who, while is kind of a cool character and a cool edgelord, is not a great party member. I think it's pretty widely agreed. I have run him in parties before just because he is kind of, you know, kind of wacky, but he's definitely not good. I love that they were ostensibly like somewhat friendly or whatever, and after 2 days of reading all these absolute red pills, I'm gonna call you a traitor. How indeed. And again, I think this is especially the first time you play it. I think this is just like really good, like storytelling wise or whatever. I think it's just really like, you know, something's gonna like happen, like to, you know, when you go out there, whatever, but you don't know exactly right what, and then just seeing like everything absolutely up in smoke is and Zangan or Zangan is you know, still jumping in and checking houses. I don't know that it's ever outright stated or whatever, but I definitely think it's like he is, you know, you never hear anything else about him, so I think it's like definitely supposed to be like he gets killed here. I'm really not sure if there are supposed to be any other survivors than, like, I guess, like Tifa and Cloud and Zack. There could be, I'm not certain, but yeah, none that I'm aware of. Sephiroth, technically. Or I guess, I don't know, I mean, because I guess he does get, like, you know, ultimately knocked into the life stream and, like, frozen in a glacier, so, you know. I'd say if it was anyone other than Sephiroth frozen in a glacier, I think he'd definitely be considered, like, legally dead. So. But yeah, fortunately, they just bring you right to the mouth of the reactor, and you don't have to do too much extra walking. I think I think this cutscene is pretty good about like telling a story, but not having, you know, not having too many like walls of text. Like I think it's like, I mean, right here I've been pretty to the point with everything, and I'm at the 32-minute mark right now. So I'd say it's a pretty reasonable flashback. So I'm obviously just right at getting at the tail end here. And yeah, here we have the scene we saw in the reactor number 5. She grabs Sephiroth's sword and presumably is going to confront him. Obviously, I know the implications that Sephiroth is like crazy powerful compared to her, but even still, you'd think if his back is turned to you, like why on earth would you announce yourself? Like I don't know if Sephiroth killed someone in my family and I had a chance to take a shot at him, I'd probably just take my shot. And then if I happened to kill him, I'd be like, that was for whoever in my family you killed. But I definitely wouldn't like be running at him like, I'm coming at you, Sephiroth. This is for my dad. Like that's, you know, God plan. Yeah. It's not what you want to do. Yes, I did. But only because you made me. Yeah, this is another very cool scene. Very eerie. Yeah, and all those weird like Genova fluids leaking out or whatever. And yeah, I really think this this flashback just does such a great job of setting up Sephiroth as this game's villain. I really think it kind of just like after he snaps, it kind of shows you how unhinged he is and how powerful he is, and yeah. And then just again, I think they do a lot of like kind of less is more stuff. You don't actually see him in the Shinra HQ, but you see what he's done, and I think very effectively so. And like coming up, the Midgar Zolom thing is really cool because it's again that whole like the game kind of communicating someone's power by being like, oh, you can't fight these snakes, you're too low level. But oh, my boy Sephiroth, he just impaled one on a tree because he is just like a level 50 Chad, and he just doesn't care about those things. And yeah, really awesome. And yeah, there's the whole oh, Sephiroth is dead, which again is kind of true because the person they saw is not like the actual physical Sephiroth, but in fact like a Sephiroth clone. Yeah. All right. I was instructed by my Yuffie date guide to say, wait a sec. And then I say, is that all? Oh, brother. All right. I think I can do this right now. This is another, like, I did not know this about, but, ugh, let me start again. I did not know about this the first time I played the game, but this can't reach. You just gotta keep trying, and eventually Cloud will get frustrated. Oh, it's a Mega Elixir. Still dope, though. I'm actually, now that I'm doing this, I'm a little curious. I wonder what would happen. Is it possible to do it when you're playing as Tifa or Cloud later in the game? I have no idea, but I wonder. That'd be kind of funny if you could. So yeah, now we can in fact switch our party composition anytime, either at a save point or out in the world. And we actually are going to switch really quick. Well, we're probably gonna save first, but the guide actually does say there are some people you can talk to here that will give you if you answer a certain way, we'll give you minus with certain characters. And so I will get this dealt with really quick before we continue on our journey. There is also, I guess I didn't check everywhere in COM, I know there is a Vincent gun here called the Peacemaker, which I've always thought it's strange because A, you're a ways off of getting Vincent, and like B, by the time you get him, it's like not even a good gun. So I'm just double check, is this isn't one of the ones you talk to. No, it's not. Just a rumor, though. My Cloud's got to be shilling for the Shinra Corp. I think this is the guy that you wants the, or the guy that the guy that you turn in the 2 items you get from Emerald and Ruby weapons is in COM. I'm not sure if it's that guy or not, though. Namely, because he didn't say anything about that. That would indeed leave me to believe it's not that guy. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm looking for is a lady who I can, who's like, oh, gee, Mako Energy sure is convenient. And I can be like, yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, here we go. This spiral staircase, I'm pretty sure is where I get the Peacemaker. Yes, indeed. Honestly, I'd just sell it now, except I mean, I'm not strapped for cash whatsoever, so I probably won't be selling stuff for a while just for that reason. Unless I find myself incredibly close to, getting the close to the soul thing, then maybe I'll do that. So yeah, this is indeed not the house I'm looking at. No one here is talking about how gosh danged convenient Mako energy is. Yeah. Oh, I take that back. There's neither in the cabinet. That locked chest, as far as I know, there is no way to open it. It's a pretty sad looking dog, I gotta say. Alright. Is this the one? Yep. Pretty darn convenient. Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with that. Big Mako Energy fan here. And so I need to go upstairs and say, no way. Nope. It's the way of the future. It's kind of funny that I'm just inviting Eris and Dev into my party just so I can feel like, hey, I want to talk to these pro Mako Energy people and tell them that they're right. All right, so back to my regular party composition. And is the Chocobo farm the next thing? I guess I should take a quick look-see, because I did buy that, the new magic. I should throw that on. Oh, heal does give you Asuna, so I will correct the record. I was saying it was trash, but I'm gonna, yeah, clearly can't be all that bad, because Asuna is just the general one, and that's pretty useful. Alright, before I depart the area, I am going to see if I can snag that Matra Magic real quick. I'm actually trying to think where the second enemy skill you get is. I know you get one fairly soon. I might be in Junon is what the next one is. I don't know if there's one between then. I don't believe that is the case. I think the next one you get is in Junon. Pretty confident. I am really surprised I haven't come across one of those guys for the record. Like, I feel like most times when I leave Midgar, before I even blink, I'm in a battle with one and they're missiling me. So this is rather unusual. There we go. Oh, and do these ones also, I think they have a Barrett thing you can steal. Like maybe they have the scissor hands or something. Scissor fist or something. I could be wrong about this one. Because there's also like, I know there's a pterodactyl enemy in like that ice cave, I think it's called, or actually no, I don't think it's called that. Whatever that cave is called, that's like that very short segment where you run into the Turks. Yeah, so with that one, there's a pterodactyl type thing that has a boomerang that's like an upgrade for Yuffie. I am not going to be running her other than like for... there's one segment where you're supposed to have her in the party for dating purposes. There we go. Is he going to hit red? Yeah. Delightful. I am pretty sure he has the weapon. I think I am just going to stay in my hand here and see if I can't steal this thing. mean, it would kind of invalidate that cannonball thing I just bought, but I am willing to live with that. I would, if this guy does in fact have an upgrade, especially with how much of a hard time I was having finding him. Don't want to have to learn he does have a weapon and then have to try and find one. Any day now. There we go. And yeah, atomic scissors, which I think is actually a melee weapon. I think the cannon shot or cannonball or whatever. Oh wow, that didn't do the trick. That's a little surprising. This has got to. There we go. But anyway, not a problem since Barrett is in the front lines, which of course he is for taking more damage purposes. Even though right now he's needs killing blows, not limit breaks. Still, you know, limit breaks usually pretty good for killing blow. Fury my boys, get them all angry. I probably will just drop a heal all while I'm thinking about it. All right, and that should do us for this. So off we go. So I guess when I was saying earlier, like, oh man, what if I were to have hammer blow by the time I got to the Midgar Solemns? That was I can obviously now see that as a little bit of glass half full kind of a situation. I can cop to that, but I am going to, I think, see about getting beta. I'm gonna try and not lean too heavily on it because it's like, even though it's very expensive MP wise, it's like quite powerful for this early in the game. But and I'm also not going to go nuts as far as like if it's harder than I think it's going to be, I might just abandon the pursuit. But I don't think it should be that hard. Like I think it's really more of just a luck thing. Like if I get elemental fire equipped in the armor slot on, I'm assuming Barrett is going to be my tankiest, but I will confirm that. And yeah, if that were to indeed be the case, then all I need to do is get him to beta me once, and then I could run off, and that could be that. But again, I don't think I'm going to like devote like an absurd amount of time to it because, you know, it's not necessary, and you know, again, not looking to be abusing it here. But there are some random fights where if you've got the MP to burn, I will say it's kind of handy to just be like, you know, I'll get rid of all this trash by casting one spell. It can be nice. But I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should, even though it's mighty convenient, maybe I should avoid nature magicking just because I'm not looking for last hits with my boy Rad. Unless it's an incidental last hit from a sled fanging. He's been getting quite a few of these. These have been popping off. I would think he's got to be probably 1 or 2 away from getting his Hyper Fang or whatever. Something like that. It's the one that, I think it's the one that drains the HP is what it is. But yeah, here's the Chocobo farm. So this is where we're going to get the Chocobo lore materia. Gonna learn how to capture Chocobos, and we are also gonna get our first summon of the game, the Chocomog. Good. I feel like I'm getting an especially high like miss rate here, I gotta say. I don't know what's going on with my guys, but just don't want to hit the targets. Kablam. Oh, was it my mistake? It was regular work. Yeah, we're gonna get this nice little dance number. They really liked that work I gave them. Yeah, and looking at the time here, I'm at the 52-minute mark, so this will be just about perfect. I can get all this stuff and get the materia, the Chocolo materia, get a couple greens and all that, and then I can end the video right before the Midgar Solemn, and that way I can gather my thoughts, and that way if I have a catastrophic attempt to get beta, I can just restart the video. Not interested, pal. Sleep makes me not furious, and that's an automatic deal breaker. Although now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably the type of thing I might want to avoid when I'm doing the Zolom, so I actually probably will go back in there and sleep for that reason. Old folks. Just a couple of Geisel greens should do the trick. And yeah, so I guess the cannonball is also not a long-range weapon, so it will say if it is or not. So yeah, there's absolutely zero reason not to. And more accurate to boot. What is not to love? So sure, I'll let Barrett have the Chocomog. And yeah, the Chocobo lure. This is I don't know that, like, I don't think the luck levels up with it or whatever. I could be wrong about that. Actually, I think I am wrong about that. But yeah, it's like there's no master materia for support, but it's usually like, unless I have materia I want to level up, I will usually throw it on because it's just like free stats. And yep, I guess we've got everything we need here. Like I said, I think I will do the save just to remove the Fury. Hard to stay angry after a good night's sleep. And I guess by extension, hard to stay sad after a good night's sleep. Because then, yeah, there's another man in the black cape. Another, a lot of people along the way will be having Sephiroth sightings. Will always be, that's another kind of great thing about the story is, he's never feels like he's never that far ahead, but we're talking to people who have interacted with him and causes all kinds of trouble. That rascal. All right, excellent. Well, it is 9:30 here, so I might even take a break. I might do the next segment right now. I'm kind of getting into this, but should hopefully it'll be smooth to get the beta enemy skill. That would be quite the boon for my party, but if it's too much trouble, I will just move on to the next thing. Not gonna fuss over it too much. But hope you join me next time for some more wacky cloud adventures chasing down Sephiroth. I will see you next time. Bye.